Hey guys, it's TheFrXion here, Tank12, I don't really care. However you want to call me, I just messed up my intro, but it doesn't matter, I'm tired, it's been a long day. Today we are taking a look at the IS-3A Peregrine, or just the Peregrine, which is just the IS-3A, but it has a very nice little camouflage, and yeah, it has a price tag of 100,000 free experience. Now, why do I think that this deal is actually not too bad? Because if you try to convert 100,000 free experience, that is basically 4,000 gold, because 1 gold goes for 25 free experience. So if you get this tank for the lowest price, the lowest bid of 100,000 free experience, you're gonna get it for a very, very cheap price. If we just take a look at some tier 8 tanks that you can buy on the tech tree, you will see they're going to be quite expensive. So you can see right there, 8,200 for the Chrysler K. 8,000, yeah, unfortunately, because I own all of these tanks, I can't show you guys the gold price because I only have the credit price if I sell them. But 8,200 is about the normal price for a tier 8 heavy tank, a premium one, and that is rather cheap, about 100,000 free experience. Now, not everyone will have 100,000 free experience at hand, but I think, considering that there are already quite a few World of Tanks players who own the IS-3, the IS-3A, you will have a pretty good chance of getting an IS-3A Peregrine if, well, you bid a bit more than 100,000. I would probably go for 100 and maybe 50,000, like 180,000, maybe all the way to 200,000 free experience, which would in turn be about 8,000 gold. If you get the Peregrine for 8,000 gold, that's basically normal price you pay for a tier 8 premium heavy tank, but usually only tier 8 premium heavy tanks that you can buy for gold, and not the ones that you actually have to buy outright from the store, which are even more expensive. That would be a really, really good deal. So I want to show you guys real fast what kind of tanks are currently being which are currently being sold, which are actually that expensive at tier 8. For example, the prototype is also something along 8,000, but because of the style and the 5 times experience you get here, you pay extra. So it's like really expensive. So generally speaking, if you are looking for a new tier 8 premium tank or the IS-3A, this is probably right now a very good time to try and get it, because I think if you get it for the price of, I don't know, if you get it for the price of, let's say, 180,000, 200,000, you're gonna have a pretty nice deal on your hand. You're also gonna get a very nice camouflage on top of the IS-3A. So what is the tank like? You have a 122mm gun, which is a reverse auto reloader. So you have like, you fire the first shot, you reload the first shot faster, the second shot is going to be a bit slower, and the third shot is going to take the longest. You have a very nice gun, at least in terms of penetration, in terms of damage, but it kind of is a bit weird and tricky in terms of dispersion and aim time. It's a Soviet gun, it's not super accurate, it sometimes goes all over the place, and it's something you really have to get used to be fully effective in the IS-3A, but it's a very nice tank nonetheless. You have some decent survivability, your turret basically has no real weak spots on top like the other IS-3, and the hull armor is typical IS-3 standard. 1,550 hit points, mobility is decent, 40 kph, but the specific power to weight ratio on the other hand is a bit lacking, only 10.51 horsepower per ton. That is pretty damn bad if you ask me. Other than that, spotting is very atrocious on this vehicle. Spotting and concealment are not going to be very good. 350 base meters view range is very, very bad. But generally speaking, I think that the IS-3A is is a rather nice tier 8 premium tank in the game at the moment. It's certainly a better option than, for example, the KV5 or the KV4 Kozlowski. It's not as good as the Object 703 version 2 in my opinion, but I think because of the auto reloader, it has some very nice special features that, you know, other tanks just don't have at tier 8. And for this price, I mean, if you get lucky, 200,000, it shouldn't exceed too much other than 200k. In my opinion, I don't think that a lot of players will be paying more than 200,000 free experience, but the style looks rather nice, and I think the tank is actually worth it, and it's not a bad deal. So I'm actually surprised. It's not a bad deal if you look into the minimum bid. If that minimum bid actually goes through or not in the end, that's going to be the question, but we'll see that in about 7 or 8 hours. So we don't really know that yet. Either way, I'm going to end this right here because we're going to be live streaming right now, and I'm just going to upload this real quick, and I'm going to be playing the IS-3A a little bit. I'm going to be playing some other tanks, and hopefully you guys will be there. So yeah, just come on over.